year 2022 eventful for Manipur as controversial FSPA and liquor prohibition imposed for many years, partially lifted under regime of BJP-led Chief Minister and Biren Singh. Brazilian footballer Pelé passes away at 82. Albert Einstein Hospital says he passed away as a result of multiple organ failure due to the progression of colon cancer. Some media reports citing government sources suggest COVID-19 cases in India may see sharp uptick next month, but may not cause severe symptoms or death, citing past trends. And cash-strapped Mizoram hosts around 40,000 refugees from Myanmar and Bangladesh. Hello, you're watching IS English News. Before we begin, IS News would like to remind our viewers to practice physical distancing, hand hygiene, wear masks, protect yourself, and get vaccinated to ward off COVID-19. I'm JESSIA OINAM, giving you the news in detail. The year was eventful for Manipur as the controversial FSPA and liquor prohibition imposed for many years were partially lifted under the regime of BJP-led Chief Minister and Biren Singh. Notably, the year 2022 marked the northeastern state of Manipur winning the most improved small state for the third consecutive time after surpassing other northeastern states with its performance in 8 out of 12 categories, revealed a study by India Today.
Manipur outperformed other northeastern states by scoring 1,219.5 out of 2,000, followed by Mizoram at 1,147.6, Arunachal Pradesh at 1,142.8, Sikkim at 1,124.1, Nagaland at 1,066.9, Meghalaya 1,034.1 and Tripura 960.5 in the recently held States of the State Award. The year 2022 also marked a record turnout of 90.28% of the voters in polling for 60 assembly seats in the 2 phases held on February 28 and March 5. With Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah campaigning in the state, the Saffron Party made history in the polls, bagging 32 seats, 11 more than its tally in the 2017 elections when it had formed the government in the northeastern states for the first time. The Congress, on the other hand, performed poorly, winning only 5 seats, down from 28 in the previous polls. Several key decisions were taken in the first year of the second term of the BJP government in the state. Notably, the Ministry of Home Affairs on March 31st, 2022 removed the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958 from the jurisdiction of 15 police stations in 6 districts of Manipur. The move was welcomed by all quarters, but the NPF and the Congress demanded the withdrawal of FSPA from across the state. The partial withdrawal of the controversial act did not cover Naga or Kuki inhabited districts. The act, labeled as draconian by rights activists, gave extraordinary power to security forces to search premises and arrest without a warrant in areas declared as disturbed. In June, the state cabinet gave its nod to adopt 1961 as the base year for determining the native status of people for effective implementation of Inner Line Permit ILP in Manipur. ILP came into force in the state on January 1, 2020 after years of demand by various social organizations. Tragedy struck the state at midnight on June 30 when a massive landslide occurred at the Tupul Hill Railway Yard on the under-construction Jiribam-Imphal line. 58 people, including 29 Army Jawans of the 107th Territorial Army, were killed in the incident and 18 were injured. The National Disaster Response Force and State Disaster Response Force were deployed, and the intense rescue operation was finally called off on June 20. Ethnic tensions too flared up in August after the All-Tribal Students' Union Manipur Atsum, the apex body of the state's tribal students, imposed an economic blockade on the highways of the landlocked state, demanding tabling of the Manipur Hill Area's Autonomous District Council Bill 2021, which could give greater administrative autonomy to the hill areas of the state. The administration suspended mobile internet services across the state for several days after a vehicle was set ablaze in the Bisnupur district. On the other hand, Maitai Lipun, a valley-based civil body, locked the Imphal office of Atsum, claiming that the blockade was aimed at inconveniencing the residents of the valley. The state government took a bold move in September 2022 by lifting the prohibition on the manufacture and sale of liquor from specific areas to boost revenue and prevent the consumption of illicit liquor. The prohibition was lifted from district headquarters, hotels with at least 20-bed lodging facilities and security camps, while transportation of liquor required the production of a receipt. The move evoked mixed reactions, with certain sections expressing happiness, while others, such as social bodies, Coalition of Drugs and Alcohol KADA, and Nupi Samaj, condemned the move and periodically organized sit-in demonstrations demanding the revocation of the decision. Several insurgents also surrendered before the chief minister during the year. In November, 31 militants from 5 outfits laid down their arms, while 14 insurgents of another organization surrendered in June. Meanwhile, with the year coming to an end, condemning the state government for not taking up any initiative to fulfill their assurance made in connection with the pending demands of the doctors of the state, the All Manipur Health Service Doctors Association, AMHSDA, resolved to begin an OPD closure strike if the state government fails to translate their words into action by December 31. The AMHSDA said that as a part of an ongoing movement launched over the past 2 years, urging to fulfill some basic demands, the association recently decided to close down OPD service for 2 days from December 27.
The first global symbol of soccer, Pelé, a Brazilian legend who won 3 World Cups, has passed away at age 82. Everything that we are is thanks to you, his daughter Kelly Naskimanton wrote in a post on Instagram under an image of family members holding Pelé's hand. We love you infinitely, rest in peace. Late in the month of November of this year, Pelé was hospitalized in Sao Paulo with complications related to colon cancer and a respiratory infection. His health had gotten worse as his cancer got worse, according to the hospital reports released on the previous week. According to a statement from Albert Einstein Hospital, he passed away on 29 December as a result of multiple organ failure due to the progression of colon cancer. Pelé played in 4 World Cups and is the only player in history to win 3, but his legacy stretched far beyond his trophy haul and remarkable goal-scoring record. Quote, "I was born to play football just like Beethoven was born to write music and Michelangelo was born to paint," Pelé famously said. Many people have paid tribute to the legendary soccer player. Brazilian footballer Neymar said Pelé changed everything. In a post on Instagram, he wrote, "He turned football into art, into entertainment. He gave a voice to the poor, to black people, and especially, he gave visibility to Brazil. Football and Brazil have raised their status thanks to the king." Portuguese star forward Cristiano Ronaldo sent his condolences to Brazil in a post on Instagram saying, "A mere goodbye to the eternal. King Pelé will never be enough to express the pain that currently engulfs the entire football world." Kylian Mbappe of Paris Saint-Germain said of Pelé that the king of football has left us, but his legacy will never be forgotten. At the dawn of 2nd December, Pelé's body will be moved from the Albert Einstein Hospital to the stadium. The soccer legend's coffin will be placed in the center of the pitch. Following that, a funeral procession will transport Pelé's coffin through the streets of Santos, including the street where Pelé's 100-year-old mother, Celeste Arantes, lives. The funeral procession will continue to the Memorial Necropole Cemetery in Santos, where a private service will be held just for family members. Some media reports citing government sources suggest COVID-19 cases in India may see a sharp uptick next month, but may not cause severe symptoms or death, citing past trends. The worry stems from China's U-turn on travel curbs at a time when it is grappling with a massive surge in infections. China has already witnessed a peak in COVID-19 cases about 10 days ago, and there is now a rising trend in the US. The UK, meanwhile, is mulling imposing COVID-19 restrictions for arrivals from China, including requiring tests for the coronavirus. Officials from the Department for Transport, Home Office, and the Department for Health and Social Care, DHSC, are expected to decide today whether the UK should follow the United States and Italy in imposing COVID restrictions for travelers from China. Already overburdened with Kukichin refugees from strife-torn Myanmar, the northeastern state of Mizoram, which is reeling under a financial crisis, received a fresh stream of displaced people from the Chittagong Hill Tracts, CHT, of Bangladesh this year, which shares ethnic ties with the Kukichin people. Notably, more than 300 Kukichin refugees from CHT took shelter in the northeastern states following armed clashes between Bangladesh Army and insurgents belonging to the Kukichin National Army, KNA. The state now hosts a total of 40,000 refugees from Myanmar and Bangladesh. The Jormathanga administration is reeling under a severe financial crunch due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the delay by the center in releasing the state's share of taxes and grants. The crisis has resulted in delays in the timely payment of salaries to government employees and pensions to retirees, besides clearance of bills. However, the state government hopes that the crisis will be resolved in 2023 with the release of more funds from the center. Mizoram also put in effort to resolve the interstate border dispute with Assam, with both sides holding talks in August and November over the issue. The chief ministers of the two states also held a meeting in New Delhi in September to amicably resolve the matter. The two neighboring states had witnessed a border clash last year, with the police forces of the two states exchanging fire, leading to the death of at least 6 personnel and a civilian from Assam. Mizoram witnessed 2 tragic incidents in the year. A stone quarry collapse in the Natial district in November resulted in the tragic death of 12 people, while 11 died in an oil tanker fire at Tuirial village in the Idol district in October. The year began with a spurt in COVID-19 cases of the Omicron variant, forcing the state government to shut schools for the first 3 months. However, with infections showing a downward trend from April, the administration eased the COVID curbs. For the first time in the history of Mizoram, the ruling Mizo National Front (MNF) staged an alliance with its archival Congress to form the government in Mara Autonomous District Council (MADC) after elections held in May threw up a hung council. Manipur Students Federation MSF today continued its sustained campaign against drug Aikoi Mayai Kaba drug Thadoklasi. The Federation carried out the campaign in Imphal using poster stickers. Also yesterday, the MSF headquarters and Thoubal District Committee carried out the poster sticker campaign at Kanchipur and Thoubal parking. An awareness and blood donation camp was held today at Puthiba Community Hall, Krai Puthiba, Imphal East. The event was jointly organized by Regular Voluntary Blood Donors Group Manipur and Pau Tengbang Loop Manipur and Humanity for Society in collaboration with Janim's Blood Bank. Speaking at the program, Nauroibam Netajit, founder of Regular Voluntary Blood Donors, called on the people to save life by donating blood to help those in need. Around 47 volunteers of the state organization donated blood on the occasion. Family members of the late Thangja Mahes, a member of RVBDG, also took part in the program. Floral tributes were also paid to the victims of 21st December tragic Khopum bus accident. The development organization Andhra Kendra, Dwak, Imphal East District today donated rupees 10,000 each to the families of the December 21 Khopum bus accident. General Secretary of Dwak, Hidangmayum Oken Sharma, expressed gratitude to the schools, colleges and civil society organizations for donating money for Dwak Relief Fund. Today's donation was given to the families of the accident victims from the Dwak Relief Fund.
Makoy mapangi mafamda akoy development organization Andhra Kendra da miyamna pangbirakpa matengsing ado akoyna iswagi mafamda makoygi atama santi oina hai lei khra katpiu haidana akoyna magi yumda akoy thinba laksabani miyamna pangbirakpa mateng ngasi akoy hujik doctor da nadana lei busing gisu azugi mati akoy kanaba amasung awana thotuna phawandana ngasi phawda akoyna tawduna laksari miyamna mateng pangbirakpa demta development organization Andhra Kendra nasu thagat phomuk.
And for a short commercial break, we will be back with latest news and updates. Keep watching IS News.
Electric laktabana maram oiduna asabi ising panglaru haibi nungsa thiningai leitraba. Firmson Solar Water Heater. Contact number 9862669522. Aikhoigi address Hairanggoidong Nitamcha Karong, Imphal West.
Welcome back. You're watching IS English News. Manipur witnessed 0 coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours. A total of 73 samples were tested in the same hours, which confirmed negative. The number of active cases is 0. The state's tally stands at 1,39,920. There were no fatalities due to the COVID-19 in the same hours as per the latest updates from the state COVID-19 Command Control Room. The recovery rate stands at 98.46%, while the death toll remains at 2,149. India recorded 243 new coronavirus infections, raising the tally of 4.46 crore, while the active cases have increased to 3,609 according to the Union Health Ministry data updated today. The total tally of COVID cases was recorded at 4,46,78,158 and the death toll stands at 5,30,699 with 1 fatality reported from Maharashtra in the last 24 hours. The data updated at 8 a.m. stated. The daily positivity rate was recorded at 0.11%, while the weekly positivity rate was back at 0.16%. It said 13,080 tests for detection of COVID have been conducted in the last 24 hours. The active cases comprise 0.01% of the total infections. while the national recovery rate has increased to 98.80% according to the Health Ministry website. It said an increase of 57 cases has been recorded in the active COVID caseload in a span of 24 hours. The number of people who have recuperated from the disease has increased to 4,41,43,850, while the case fatality rate stands at 1.19%. According to the ministry website, 220.09 crore doses of COVID vaccine have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. In this, COVID-19 tally had crossed the 20 lakh mark on August 7, 2020, 30 lakh on August 23, 40 lakh on September 5th, and 50 lakh on September 16. It went past 60 lakh on September 28, 70 lakh on October 11, crossed 80 lakh on October 29, 90 lakh on November 20, and surpassed the 1 crore mark on December 19, 2020. India crossed the 2 crore mark on May 4, 3 crore cases on June 23, 2021, and 4 crore cases on January 25th this year. A Myanmar military court has sentenced Aung San Suu Kyi to a further 7 years in prison for corruption, taking her overall jail time to 33 years. The country's former democratically elected leader has been under house arrest since a military ousted her government in a coup in February 2021. Since then, she faced 18 months of trial on 19 charges. Today, she was sentenced on the final 5 charges she faced. A court found her guilty of corruption because she had not followed regulations in renting a helicopter for a government minister. She had already been convicted of 14 different crimes, including breaching COVID public safety rules, importing walkie-talkie, and violating the Official Secrets Act. She has denied all the charges against her. The 77-year-old Nobel laureate has spent most of her time in detention under house arrest in the capital, Nay Phi Tau. The UN Security Council called for her release last week. Now we have the sports news. Sri Lanka Cricket Selection Committee has announced a 20-member squad to take part in the upcoming White Ball Series Tour of India. The two sides will compete in 3 T20s and 3 ODIs beginning 3rd January 2023. The Sun will lead Sri Lanka's T20 and ODI squads, while Kausal Mendes and Wanindu have been appointed as vice captains in the ODI and T20 squad respectively. The first match of the series will be held on January 3rd in Mumbai, while the second and third will take place on January 5th and 7th in Pune and Rajkot. The ODIs will be held in Guwahati, Kolkata, and Trivandrum on 10th January, 12th and 15th January. Earlier on Tuesday, BCCI announced India's squad for the series against Sri Lanka. All-rounder Hardik Pandey will lead India's T20 squad. Surya Kumar Yadav has been named vice-captain of the T20 team. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and KL Rahul are not part of India's T20 squad. Rohit Sharma will back as the captain to lead Men in Blue in the ODI series. Before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Year 2022 eventful for Manipur as controversial of a spy and liquor prohibition imposed for many years, partially lifted under the regime of BJP-led Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. Brazilian footballer Pelé passes away at 82. Albert Einstein Hospital says he passed away as a result of multiple organ failures due to the progression of colon cancer. Some media reports citing government sources suggest COVID-19 cases in India may see sharp uptake next month, but may not cause severe symptoms or death, citing past trends. And cash-strapped Mizoram hosts around 40,000 refugees from Myanmar and Bangladesh. That's all we have in this bulletin. Keep watching IS News.